Hey, Great Marine here, coming to you on a remote location. Actually, like I said, this paint marine is not my daytime job. So my actual job has taken me to Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm coming from the hotel there because I got a lot of things that I really need to get caught up on. Um, so I'm gonna go over my list here and do my status report, which I try to do monthly, but it's just been so hectic with holidays and everything going on that I've had to kind of push it around. So let's get caught up on what's going on. So last month came and went, November. A lot of things going on. Of course, here in America we celebrate Thanksgiving, so a lot of visiting family, taking the family all around, and just busy with that. Work schedule was busy, and big things as far as the hobby world goes. 40K Armies on Parade happened. And then at the end of the month, I opened up a Patreon account, which I just recently added a video kind of explaining the rewards and things to that. So to go over the Patreon part of it, um, really what I'm kind of hoping to do with that is just kind of help expand projects with that. There's different levels. The lower end levels is just helping to support the page and the channel. Um, in general. Then there are higher levels that essentially, if you do the minimum months that it says, you'll break even with a model. And then on top of that, I'll paint it and ship it to you. Um, so what this will allow me to do is to kind of expand and do some more projects because I'm already kind of I do have potential to take on a lot of work, but I just don't have enough time necessarily and the money and resources to kind of do some of those projects. This will just kind of help in that aspect. And then you can always, of course, cancel as soon as you meet that goal and then get your Patreon reward. Or if you continue to support it, great, because then I can start to expand more, get software and better editing equipment for videos and such. So yeah, please check that out if you like. Right, I did have a Patreon, but I don't know, something happened when it came to the processing payment thing or something, or maybe they decided they didn't want to, and I don't know, but I didn't. So I had one for like a couple weeks, and then he disappeared, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's just an added thing to kind of help out, and if you can help out, even if it's just one of the lower levels, it's greatly appreciated. So that's that. So the bigger thing though in November was the Armies on Parade. Now, unfortunately, I did not win any of the categories, which is very unfortunate. I thought for sure with all the different categories I would have a chance of winning at least one, um, but I didn't, and unfortunately, it was a culmination of factors as to why I didn't. Um, so, as many know, my Star Commanders project is a full Primaris army based around the theme of not just Buzz Lightyear specifically, but the cartoon show that they had, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. But that project hasn't sat well with everybody that's seen it. It wasn't received necessarily um, as a serious project, even though I completely, I think, brought a very unique and cool army to the table. But some people see it as a joke for whatever reason. They don't want to see past, oh, it's just Buzz Lightyear's. It's making fun of the hobby. Well, no, I love the hobby. But so a few factors to that, like I was unable to actually attend the actual event. I had another engagement I had to go to that was actually 5 hours away, so there was no way for me to make it back. So I had to drop my board off the night before and pick it up the next morning. Um, but some of the comments and things I heard from people that had attended and things were kind of unfortunate. I did lose votes because of the theme of my army. Um, but I guess according to the manager there, I was actually tied for the best theme category. But the tiebreaker vote goes to the store manager, and he gave it to the other person that I had tied with who had already won. Usually like best army or best painted or something like that, which I found kind of unfortunate. I still am a little, I don't I guess you could say upset, disappointed more than upset that it went that way. Just because had it been me, whatever, right? Um, I feel like I would have tried to spread the wins around more. And aside from that person, all the other awards went to somebody else. They won, I think it was best painted maybe and best theme. Um, and so it wasn't like they swept it by any means, but they did win two categories. Which, when you have somebody that tied, I think I would have gave it to the other person. That way, kind of you spread the wins out. It encourages people to want to compete more if they know that it's not just going to be one person come in and sweep them all. Granted, like I said, or, yeah, I think it was a he. He only won two categories, but yeah, it's just me being a little butthurt that I didn't win that category. But it is what it is. And I also actually, when I was picking up my board, someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, this was your board? Had you been here, I actually would have voted for you, but you weren't here, so I didn't vote for yours." I was thinking, well, you potentially you were the reason. You were the deciding vote. Your one vote could have swung it my direction. But unfortunately, I have a very busy life at times, and I was not able to actually attend the actual function. Um, and it cost me the vote, it cost me a win, I guess. Yeah. So that was the Armies on Parade. So I don't know. I after that, I mean, I definitely have kind of thought this for a little bit, but after that, for sure, I've definitely gone back to look at Armies on Parade for what it is. It is a marketing tool, um, essentially to get people to bring their models, showcase it, and get other people encouraged to enter the hobby. And I'm not gonna say this was necessarily a motive as to why this particular person won multiple awards, but there were some new people to the area that recently moved to the area, and so they're new to the store and such, and so and I also I used to live locally, but now I've had to move further away because of my job, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive to that store. So that's not necessarily my local store, although it is the closest Games Workshop I have. I'm not really a regular customer, so it's more beneficial for the store managers to not give it to the loyal necessarily, but to give it to those that are going to potentially be regulars or are local and encourage them to keep coming in and spending their money there when they could very easily go to, I think there's like 3 or 4 other game stores in that area that sell Games Workshop, and not only do they sell Games Workshop, but they sell it at a discount because they can do 10%. I think the new rules are up to 15% off, and there's even certain stores that have a rewards program just within their store. So every dollar you spend, you get a point. Once you reach 100 points, you get $10 off. So you're potentially getting 10 to 15% off, and then if you have a rewards store, another $10 off on top of that purchase. That's a pretty good deal. And so, what's your encouragement to going to the actual Games Workshop store? Well, cool trinkets and exclusive things, and if you win things too, that can help. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why it went that way. I'm just it's a potential possibility, like anything. But yeah, and I don't know. I had actually thought about maybe traveling to another store and competing there, but because I had this other event, it wasn't quite possible to do that because there's another store that's about 4 hours away, and then the next one after that is 5 hours away. Now I would have made that trip and done that so then I could have my work kind of shown somewhere else that hasn't seen it. Um, but like I said, I just because it actually kind of worked out. I had to go through this location to get to the other location where I needed to be. It was a little bit of a detour, but it was the most logical place to go for that. But anyway, we'll see. Like I said, life is pretty busy, so it was kind of last minute that I decided to do this Amazon Parade, and what I put together I think was pretty good, but definitely not my most uh, extensive work, I'll say. I definitely had a few other ideas in the pipe, but I wasn't able to pull the trigger on because the amount of time that I would have needed just wasn't there. Uh, so we'll see. Maybe next year I gotta get. Hopefully, I'll know much sooner this coming year, if I'll be able to participate or not, it's just hard to say. My schedule's pretty hectic though. I can't. I wish I could plan out 6 months to a year in advance, so I would know, but I just don't have that luxury. So that was November. Like I said, it's pretty busy. I had a lot of things going on work wise, personal wise, and then hobby wise. Um, but yeah, so December is here. It's about almost half over, a few weeks into it. So I may do I'll probably do I'm planning on doing kind of like a New Year's special or something kind of like that, kind of like another status report. But I think I'm going to do a hobby New Year's resolutions. And kind of go like, what do I hope to achieve in the next year for the hobby? So I'm going to kind of do, since it's only December only half over, but realistically, I definitely have a lot going on within this coming week. I actually have my third child is due this coming week, and then followed up right by Christmas and New Year's. So unfortunately, lots of family, lots of things going on. So not a lot of hobbying gonna happen, unfortunately, these next couple of weeks. Um, but it is what it is. Like life happens. So, uh, but so December definitely is here. It's been already busy. Like I said, I'm in another state, thousands of miles away from my models. Um, yeah, but I've started a new segment on the show. I've been thinking about it for a while, kind of come up with an idea, and I kind of cobbled it with an unboxing, which I may do more unboxing videos. It'll be their separate segment. But for this one, I kind of put them together because of the subject. So the new segment is attempts at coherent thoughts. Um, so kind of just my 2 cents on whatever, whether somebody makes a comment like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" or I read something somewhere, or see something on another channel or page, or whatever. I may do like kind of an opinion video on like, "Hey, this is my thoughts," and I look forward to, of course, getting feedback from anybody that watches and what's their thought. So the first episode was pre-orders, why I like pre-orders, why I think it's actually a good idea to pre-order models, and with that, the new Tao Tiger Shark from Forge World, which was a pre-order model that I had pre-ordered. So I do an unboxing to kind of show like the reason as to why. So definitely check that out and look forward to seeing more of those coming. Um, what was it? The other segments I had like the Paint Marine book show. The next book up was Shroud of Night, which I had to kind of put on hold because I've just been too busy. So I've been trying to kind of fill that gap with a few short stories that are out. So like I'm slowly, and it should be a pretty quick read, but I'm only about halfway through the Greater Evil, which is a Tau story, which so far is pretty good. There's a lot of mystery building up to it. There's a Watercast ambassador that goes missing. They go to investigate, they find him, but the group that goes to investigate them includes a lot of Guvesa, which is pretty awesome because you may have seen my recent picture. I converted up some that are waiting to be painted. They're ready, primed up and ready. That's probably gonna be one of my first projects once I get time is to knock those guys out real quick, that Guvesa squad. But anyway, the thing I liked about it is there's quite a few good descriptions of at least these group of Guvesa. Sounds like their armor is pretty standard as far as Guvesa go, but there's some of their other things that this particular expedition's Guvesa do. Very interesting, and will be in my little Paint Marines bookshelf review on that, so look forward to that. And I'll also be doing my first Age of Sigmar review of, oh, I can't remember now, it's Heart something. It's a Sylvaneth short story by Robbie McNiven, who, as you know, is one of my favorite Black Library authors. Probably biased because he writes the Carcharodon's books, which Carcharodons are up there next to my favorite. It's kind of a hard tie right now between Salamanders and the Carcharodons. I can't even. It's like which one of my kid is my favorite. You can't answer that question. um, so yeah, what is it? I can't remember. It's Heartgrove. No, that's one of the. I can't remember. It's Heart something. But yeah, definitely look for it. But yeah, I have a Sylvaneth army, so that's what drew me to that story as a short story. And I said, oh, I saw Robbie's name. Like, oh, yeah, definitely got to read this and see what this is about. So yeah, so looking forward to that. And on the Robbie McNiven front, Outer Dark is coming. It's getting close. Um, he keeps posting little teasers of everything, the artwork and everything. And then recently he posted like the full picture of the actual book, uh, how it will look when it's completed, and so that means it's close. My guess is probably be January or so, potentially a little bit later, but definitely in the next year. This next the beginning few months of this coming year. So I can't wait. It's gonna be good. uh, and I guess the final thing really to talk about is the Warhammer YouTube Awards. Now I'll have a link in the description below to that. It's Vince. I can't remember his last name on his YouTube channel, but like I said, it'll be in the description below. It's a really cool thing that I saw that popped up, and he's kind of doing. I guess they've done it in the past before. They're doing a Warhammer YouTubers award, and there are 7 categories, and um, basically right now up until December 17th, you go to that video, and in their comment section, you nominate channel for whatever categories you think they qualify for, and then on the 17th he'll release the nominations, and then I'm not sure how the voting is going to attend it, like take place. I don't know if just him and he's got like a buddy of his that he does his stuff with. I don't know if they're just going to vote or if they're going to leave it open to the community. I'm not sure. The community thing could kind of go awry if one person like goes on and like, hey, everyone go vote for mine, and they get a bunch of their followers, and whoever has the most followers is going to win because of the votes for the channel. I don't know how that will work. For the nominations, as long as they kind of like, if anybody can get nominated, it only takes one person to nominate or whatever, then that's, I think that's cool. But I can see where it can really get askew if it's just an open vote type of thing. But I don't know. Either way, I think it's cool to kind of get more people exposed to those channels that aren't most known. Like I would say, like mine right now is a very small channel. I have I think like 12 subscribers right now, which is great. I'm glad I have any. And then my page has about 800 and something likes. It's kind of fluctuating between like 820 and 815, and kind of lose some and gain some here and there. But um, yeah, so we'll see. I did a self nom on there. I don't know if that was allowed. He didn't say in the video it wasn't allowed, so I just put on there one of their many categories. One I didn't put that I wasn't sure was thought provoking, which you see the description. There's that. The only reason I didn't put that is because I do have my new segment, attempts at coherent thoughts, but it is so new that I don't know if that would necessarily qualify. There's only one episode in there right now. But other than that, I put a nom for just hobbyist for just the channel in general, the hobby aspects of behind the reviews of the books and hobby tips of modeling, painting, etc. That I've done, and then the best new series as well. And that actually could be really anything. It doesn't just have to be the channel in general. They say it could be a channel that's been around forever, but they recently started a new series. I don't know. I just put best new series because my channel is so young in general. It could be the whole channel, or it could be one of the segments in the channel. Um, but yeah, so definitely please go check it out. Throw a nomination up for the Pink Marine if you would please. And like I said, I don't expect necessarily to win any of the categories, but just to see the channel on the nomination list would be great. Like they always say, it's such an honor to be nominated in the Oscars. Well, I mean, I definitely think it would be nice just to be recognized in some way, and to get the channel just a little more exposure would be great. Yeah, so that's it for this right now. Like I said, I'm gonna continue going on. Like I've got probably the group base will be my next real painting job. I'm still putting together that tile tiger shark. I've been really taking my time, making sure things are cleaned up nicely in certain areas. Gaps are filling it perfectly. There's not a ton. Since it's a pretty good new mold. there's not a lot of mistakes or inconsistencies. There are just a few things like anything with the Forge World models that just need a little cleaning up. The other thing is it's got a lot of pre holes, pre spots for magnets, which is awesome. So one, I ran out of the right size of magnets for certain things, and just getting everything magnetized. So like seeker missiles are magnetized, or smart missiles. Yeah, I don't remember which ones they are, but they are all each magnetized. The weapons, main weapons, can be magnetized. The like the swivel drone looking turrets on the wings have the top and bottom spots to magnetize, so you can pull them apart and switch out the ion or the burst cannon and everything. It's a sweet model. So yeah, so I definitely need to finish modeling that and then painting that, and then I may take a break from the town since it's been a while since I've worked on them, and I've kind of got a lot of things caught up on them. Well, not really caught up, but a lot of work done on them. There's a few other conversions and things I want to work on, but um, just so much more. And then I got more Marines I need to paint. I got some Harlequins I got to paint for somebody. Um, yeah, a lot coming up in the new year, so um, definitely stick around, check out what's to come, and like I said, around the new year, I'll be doing a New Year's resolution for the hobby video, and like I said, continue looking forward to growing the channel, growing the hobby, and sharing the journey along with you. So, until next time.